Hi, welcome to Exam Now. Today we'll talk about the stage 3 of the RRB NTPC exam. This stage 3 exam has been called the psycho test or the aptitude test. As you already know, stage 2 and stage 1 have already been conducted. So let's begin. This test is the stage 3 of the exam. Stage 1 and stage 2 have already been conducted. This test will be held for the posts of ASM and traffic assistant. ASM is the assistant station master post. The final merit will be based on stage 2 and stage 3 marks. 70% will be from stage 2 and 30% will be from stage 3. For example, if there are 100 marks, 70 will be from stage 2 and 30 will be from stage 3. You need to qualify this stage 3 exam, otherwise you will not be considered for the posts of ASM and traffic assistant. So don't take this stage 3 exam lightly. It is mandatory to qualify it to be considered for these two posts. It's a relatively easier exam than stage 2 and you don't need to prepare much for it, but you do need to qualify it. So basically, what is the nature of the exam? So there will be most probably 5 sections, but this is only indicative and this may change. There may be other tests as well. If you want us to make a detailed video about these individual tests, then please let us know in the comments and we'll do that. So there will be 5 tests basically. There will be the intelligence test, the selective attention test, the spatial scanning test, the following direction test, and finally there will be the personality test. Also there will be a time limit for each section, so there will not be like an hour to do all of these 5 tests, but there will be separate time for each of them. For example, there will be 10 minutes for intelligence test, 15 minutes for the second test, and so on. So what is the intelligence test? So here an example has been shown on the screen. You may be given 5 figures and you will have to figure out which one figure is different from the other 4. For example, in this case, the 2 circles are touching each other. In case of 1, they are touching. In case of 2, they are touching. In case of 3, they are touching. In case of 5 as well, but they are not touching in case of 4. So in this case, 4 will be your answer, because in the 4th figure the 2 circles are not touching each other. Then there is the second test, which is the selective attention test. In this case, in this example, you will have to add the odd numbers and leave out the even ones. You will basically, a series of numbers has been given. You have to add the odd ones and leave the even ones. So in this case, you will add 1, then you will add 5, then you will add 3, then you will add similarly 1. You will add all these odd numbers and then choose the answer. This test basically checks your attention. What it checks is if you leave out some odd number while you are adding them. Then there will be the third test, which is the spatial scanning test. In this test, what you will be required to do is find the shortest route between 2 stations. For example, you may be asked to find the shortest route from A to Z. The circles in this case indicates barriers. So like from A to Z there's a circle, so you cannot travel that route from A to Z. The squares indicate houses, and when you have to travel from one station to another station, you have to travel through the minimum number of houses. For example, in this case, from A to Z, you first try the first route, you see there's a barrier in between, so you are not able to travel that route. Then you go through B, but again there's a barrier. Then you go through C, you go down, you see there's again a barrier, then there's again a barrier, so you have to finally go and pass through the house number 1. So you pass from A, then you pass from B, then C, then you go down and pass through house number 1, then you reach W, then you reach X, then you reach Y, and finally then you reach Z. And in this route you travel through only one house, so 1 will be your answer. Similarly, you will have to travel through other routes like from B to S and others. Then at the end there is the personality test, which basically tests your personality. This is a relatively easier section, and also in this section there is no right or wrong answer. This is different for the answer will be different for every person based on how his personality is. For example, in this case there's the question, often I change my opinion in the last moment, yes, no, and sometimes. So basically try to be honest in this section, because there is no right or wrong answer in this section. You just have to be honest in this section. So let us know if this video helped you. If this helped you, please share it with others, and also please do subscribe to our channel. If you want us to make other videos on individual sections and on other competitive exams, please let us know. So thank you very much.